All right, everybody. This week's mashup themes were Mad Max and Candyland. So let's get to it. First of all, I started out by tracing where I'm going to go ahead and put everything on me. I'm inspired by Immortum Joe and his respirator mask and the insignia of Mad Max with the circle of flames and the skull. Instead, on my chest, you can see I'm going to make that a cupcake since it's Candyland. So now I'm going to go ahead and add some foundation. I know I'm using my fingers. Don't hate me. And I'm going to go ahead and do beauty makeup on the top. Gotta hide those bags under my eyes. Woo! And now I am going to go for a very heavy eye makeup look. So I'm taking my black eyeliner and I'm going to line my waterlines as well as put really thick heavy liner all around my eyeballs. And now I'm going to do a smoke eye look. So I'm just taking some black eyeshadow and just like you would for a smoky eye, just kind of fade that out, making it really big and dramatic. Now, to kind of go along with the skull theme, I'm going to go ahead and add just some character lines, make it a little bit more interesting on the top, I guess. And I chose blue because I actually have blue eyeshadow on in parts of my look, and I don't know if you could tell that with this picture, but I do. So that's why I chose blue to darken up those areas. And now I'm just putting on some killer lashes. And now I'm going to go ahead and paint on the respirator. So I'm using dark blue right now. I'd already gone through with the light blue. Those are going to be my lollipop respirators. And I have a blue gumdrop for a nose. I'm just using regular face and body paint, water-based paints. Nice. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw the swirls in for the respirator. And this is kind of hard to see in the mirror. I think if I was doing it on somebody else and not myself, I probably would have been able to do a lot better job. All right. And now I'm adding some sugar highlights to the gumdrop on my nose. Taking a light blue and adding some detail work on the respirator parts. And now I'm taking a light gray and going to go over everywhere where the mask is going to be covering my face. And just filling it in and coloring in the lines. As you see, I took a dark gray too, where it's just going to be hidden by a little bit of a shadow. There we go. And darkened it a little bit with the dark gray too. And now I have added a little bit of white body paint to it, just tapping it out with my finger to add a little bit of highlights, a little bit of shine to the metal in my mask. And I went ahead and outlined the sections of the metal mask as well. And these are going to be peppermint tubes, so I'm going to paint the base as a white. And then I'm going to be adding red stripes to it. I'm going to get that good color there. There we go. Yeah, that's looking a little better. right, so to accomplish these stripes, I use a 6-inch round brush and then a liner brush. So I do, just because it's on the side of my face and I was having trouble with that swirl. So I do one thick line with my round brush and then 2 little skinny lines with my liner brush. And just repeat that for the entire tube. And I have another tube on the other side of my face. And I do the other one just like this one. I think Immortum Joe is an iconic character from Mad Max. Everybody kind of remembers him, so that's why he was my inspiration for this particular mashup. All right, now we can move on. So on my teeth, I went ahead and did candy corn teeth. And that has like the white tips, and then it goes into an orange and a yellow. So I went ahead and pre-painted those for my candy corn teeth. And now I'm just really outlining and defining all those metal bits and pieces again. We're going to go outline around the respirators and the hoses and the gumdrop. I will be putting little dots on my face for the, I don't know what they're called, what little screws or something like that where the two are welded together. I can see it's coming along. I'm going to go inside that respirator right there and kind of go on either side of those lines that I did. It's a really fun one to do. All right, so now that I've got it all lined out and those little rivets put in, I'm going to go ahead and draw just some dark blotches all over some of those metal areas, kind of get it grunged up, worn look. There's no right or wrong to this at all. Yay! As you can see, I added a rivet to each one of the teeth as well. And now I'm just taking a white and I'm going to highlight those rivets as well, so those stand out a little bit better. And now I'm taking a black eyeshadow, and I don't want to mess this up. I could do this with face and body paint, but I've already worked too hard on this, so I'm just going to go ahead and use black shadow and drop any shading areas by using that. So I'm going to go around the top of that respirator and on the bottom of my peppermint tube and in between the teeth and so on and so forth. Now I'm using a split cake, and it's a one stroke technique. Take a flat brush and move it back and forth. And if you're using the flat brush, you can see that it will actually paint two colors on at the same time. And in this instance, as you can see, I already did one side with the gray on the outside and the black on the inside. And then I drew a second line just to repeat that black and gray. And this is going to be my belt. Now it's time for the Mad Max insignia. I'm going to draw since it's a flame, or a brand, I should say. Got a flaming hot for us. Orange is the background, and then I went in with some yellow and a little bit of white on top of that to kind of give it a glowing look. The flames in it, of course. And instead of the skull, I chose to do a cupcake because it is Candyland. So I am taking a dark gray to outline this part because I don't want it to be heavy. I don't want to use just straight black paint because I think that would take away from the look, because there's not a whole lot going on the chest area. So as you can see, for the belt, I went ahead and added a belt buckle and some outline to the belt, added some belt notches in there, and I actually did two more belts around my neck, kind of like a choker look. So I'm going to use that same technique, using my split cake and one stroke, and just using my small flat brush. And you can use a bigger one if that's what you choose to use. And I just chose this one. I don't know, probably because it was the first one I grabbed. So yeah, so I do that. Gray on the outside, black on the inside for both belts. Bring that all the way around. Trying to see how far we can see in the mirror. For the belt buckles, all I did was use a light gray, and I didn't even use any of the white, so I used a light gray to kind of outline the buckle itself and the little loop that the end of the strap goes in. As you can see, right there is the buckle. And with my liner brush, using a black paint, I went ahead and outlined very carefully, as thin as I could, for the buckle and the detail work on the belts. Who would ever thought that Mad Max and Candyland could be mashed up? I had to think about this one for a while. There we go. Now I'm drawing on that belt loop thing where the end of the belt goes on with that light gray. And then just a little triangle area for the bit there. All right, and outline that, and there you go. This is what you get. Our Mad Max and Mortem Joe Candyland mashup. Threw on some feathers and I gave myself a mohawk. And I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I definitely had fun mashing this up, and take care.